A 61-year-old diabetic New Yorker was brutally roughed up by police in Brooklyn because she needed access to a report she filed with the department in regard to her glucometer. Now, she's a diabetic. She has to check her blood sugar levels for obvious reasons. In fact, up to 5 times a day. And she doesn't have it, it's gone. So she filed a police report about it and needed that police report faxed over to her health insurance company so they could replace it. Very simple request, nothing offensive, there's no antagonism involved. She just needs something simple from the people who are supposed to protect and serve so she can get a replacement of her glucometer. Now, 61-year-old Patricia Rodney, the diabetic, was visiting the police station on December 2nd, 2020 to pick up a copy of the police report that she filed about the missing glucometer as required by her insurance provider. But instead of helping her, NYPD officers turned her away. When she became frustrated and pointed her phone camera toward them, cops grabbed her as she shrieked for help. Apparently, they got real triggered. She started filming them, but that was only after they turned on their body cameras. Now, we're about to watch the video of what they did to her. It's a little graphic, want to give you that warning. Let's take a look.
Ma'am, we're asking you to leave. You're not leaving, and you're not allowed to record. You're not allowed to. Turn around. Turn around. Why you got handcuffs? Turn around.
Calm down. Over. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Put your arm out.
Turn around. Turn around.
Arm up and over.
I'm telling you, turn around. Turn around. I'm not playing with you. Turn around. That's it. Now you're going to jail.
61-year-old school cafeteria worker she just needed her damn report, police report, so her insurance company could replace something she needs to stay alive. And what set them off was that she turned her camera phone on and started filming them. And they just could not handle that. Which, by the way, the city council in New York had passed a law indicating that people are allowed to film cops, public servants who are paid with taxpayer money, by the way. And by the way, she had requested the report earlier in the week. A cop told her, can you come back a few days from now? Come back later in the week. And that was what she did. She showed up later that week. And this is the response she got. They broke her elbow.
Jesus.
Threw her down to the ground and broke her elbow. 61-year-old woman. John.
I can't even imagine what that experience would be like. Yeah, in terms of the filming, like it's law. It's law there. It's law most places. They don't care. I don't know what would need to be done to get cops to accept that we're allowed to film them. I don't know if it needs to be a national law. I don't know if it needs to be a constitutional amendment. I don't know if we need to carve it into the side of Mount Rushmore or something. They simply will not accept it because they don't want to. They're not interested in following the law. They're interested in you following their commands. That's all it is. Maybe we could help them out. Really normalize it. Maybe every single cop, everywhere they go, every person they interact with can be filming them. After 1, 3, 6 months of that, maybe they would finally learn to act right and not freak out just because they'll be accountable for the things that they do and say. I don't know. But what I do know is we've watched a lot of videos like that. And the thing that always astounds me is how casual all of it is. Like if you're watching this right now, Anna, you don't have to say, nobody in the chat needs to say it, but like think of the worst thing that you've done. Maybe it's violent, maybe it's not. Think about the worst thing that you did to another person. Is it as bad as what you just saw? And that was just one day. No. They started to brutalize a 61-year-old woman. She's on the ground shrieking in fear and pain, and they're just yelling at her. Have you ever done anything as horrible, as heartless and cruel as that? And they will just move on from that. And by the way, That's not the worst video from the cops that we'll see this week, let alone this month. There'll be worse things coming out in a few days, but it is so casual, so normalized to be able to break an old woman's elbow like that and just move on with your life.
Yeah, and by the way, it gets worse. So she, of course, had to go to the hospital because they roughed her up and they broke her elbow. Oh, so she was taken to a local hospital for treatment after the encounter where she remained handcuffed. She remained handcuffed, according to a lawsuit. So she's suing the department over what they did to her, as she should. She had a fractured elbow as well as swelling to both arms, elbows, and wrists, the complaint says. And they actually did charge her. Guess what they charged her with, John? Take a wild guess. Okay.
Resisting arrest.
Their favorite, resisting arrest, obstructing governmental administration, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass, all of which were later dismissed in court for obvious reasons. Now, what I would like to see happen is some accountability for the people who decided to rough up a 61-year-old diabetic who had a very simple request and actually followed exactly what their instructions were. Please come back later in the week. She shows up, they won't give it to her. By the way, this is a little bit beside the point, but I do think it's relevant to bring up as well. I don't know what her insurance company is, but God damn it, man, our system is so broken.
Yeah.
Oh, we need evidence that you filed a police report. Otherwise, we can't replace that life-saving device that you need as a diabetic. Well, what do you think she's doing? You think she's stealing glucometers? You think she's stacking up glucometers in her bedroom or something? She's got a secret stash? Like, just replace it. Replace it. Replace it. God, this country is an embarrassment. This is a failed state. We live in a failed state. We just do. Okay, this story is like the intersection of our failures when it comes to healthcare, our failures when it comes to policing, our failures when it comes to treating people with basic dignity.
Yeah. How could you have a system where you have to go and pick up something from a police station? And look, I would only, I loved everything you just said there. I would only tweak that we're in a failed democratic experiment. As a state, it functions in the way that feudal states have for hundreds and hundreds of years. It produces fine outcomes and economic growth for the people at the top. They're doing just fine. If you're already in a castle, you're doing well. And those cops know never to challenge you. They're not gonna go break a billionaire's elbow or anything like that. But for the rest of us, those of us who were raised on this dream that they're there to protect and serve us, or that the next generation's always gonna have it better, it's certainly failed for us.
Absolutely. Where are all the pro-life individuals? Where are they?
Anna, that woman was not a fetus.
Regulating our uterus, right? But when it comes to actual human beings who need simple things to survive, 61-year-old diabetic, she had it coming.
Yeah.
She had it coming. You should listen to everything the cop tells you. When the cop tells you to F off, you should just F off.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.